What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today, once again, we're going to be talking about some more Destiny 2 topics and also a few interesting things in-game that I want to show you. So we're going to be going over the very large exotic time-gated quest, what it does and how you get it, and also how it's going to evolve over time. There's also, of course, the Polaris Lance, the exotic BRAY scout rifle, which currently isn't obtainable right now in the game because its progress is halted. I also wanted to show off some new exotic loot from Trials of the Nine, believe it or not, which is pretty random but also quite cool, as well as some new Iron Banner loot, some challenge objectives, and even more exotic stuff. So as usual, several topics rounded up into this one video. Of course, if you enjoy it and want to support this channel, feel free to hit the thumbs up button down below and let's jump into it. So I wanted to begin with the Polaris Lance, the exotic quest, which currently is obviously unobtainable. No one has the weapon just yet. Now, the reason for that is because the quest line is actually time gated, meaning it's basically locked off until certain points in time when Bungie unlock it. We're not exactly sure when those time periods are, so Bungie could just do it any time, or it could be a weekly thing, which I'm going to discuss, but it definitely isn't a secret thing in game that no one's discovered just yet. So you guys probably remember, after you do the campaign and see BRAY, she's going to give you two quest lines, and that's going to be one for the Sleeper Simulant and one for the Nascent Dawn. The Nascent Dawn is where you do patrols in the Lost Sector. So I'm assuming by this point most of you have done 1 out of 5, and you of course plug it into this server at the end. So as it turns out, you do need to power up all 5 of these servers, the same way you did the first one, to get the Polaris Lance exotic by the end of it. So there is a Nascent Dawn 2 out of 5 and 3 and 4 and 5 as well, and you end up by the end of it, of course, each step, plug it into each server, and when they light up like this one you can see here, of course you're going to go to BRAY and she'll give you the weapon. Now inside the database we can see the entire quest line and what they're going to entail, and it is a very long quest, even longer than the Sleeper. Not sure if it's going to be more difficult because you don't know the exact steps and how many of each thing you have to do. So the module to complete the second server isn't too difficult. You have to firstly get a bunch of javelin kills, again not sure how many. The next step is to do the heroic version of the Psionic Potential adventure. Heroic adventures like we've seen on Mercury are normally pretty difficult, and then after that you have to open a chest or a cache inside the Madim subterranean area, and then you go to this server number 2 out of 5, upload the memory, and then see BRAY, and that's step 2 done. Step 3 requires you to do some escalation protocol waves, then a bunch of Vanguard strikes. Again, it could be like 3 strikes or it could be 10 or 15. Then you have to open a chest in the Olympus Descent area, then again go to server 3 out of 5, upload the memory, then visit BRAY again. That's step 3 done. Now, so at this point when she gives you the prototype scout rifle, which is the legendary version of the actual Polaris Lance. So this is pretty much the unupgraded version. It's called the BRAYTECH RWP Mark II, and it's similar to the exotic, but of course a bit less powerful. So it's in the high impact frame, so it's a slow rate of fire, high impact weapon. It's got small bore, tactical mag, a Zen moment, which is good, and also triple tap. So with this weapon, for step 4 out of 5, you need to get precision multi-kills without reloading, and also kills with the weapon. Then there's actually a new mission for us to do called Fury, which is on IO, and this involves you going to the Warmind vault, so of course the Warmind big bunker down there. Then you need to go and open a chest or cache inside the Rasputin Mind Lab area on Mars. Then you go back to BRAY and upload the memory to the 4th server, so this one right here, and then again speak to BRAY, and that is step 4 done. And then finally for the 5th server, number 5 out of 5, this is going to be the longest one. So firstly is Javelin multi-kills. This seems like quite a messy one because you have to wait for the Warsat public event or use your tokens in escalation protocols, so it's going to be quite difficult. And a pro tip, you can actually charge the javelin, and that increases the blast radius. I'm pretty sure it doesn't increase the damage, but it does increase the radius that it explodes, so that is going to be very good for multi-kills. So the next step is a bunch of PvP matches, so again not sure how many. It could be 5, it could be 20. After that is a very vague one. You need to go and disrupt a hive ritual, not sure what that is. It could be escalation protocol or a special quest, but that's the thing you need to do apparently. After that you need to go and open a chest in the Alton Dynamo area, then go back to server number 5, plug it in, activate the server, speak to BRAY, and she gives you the exotic Polaris Lance. So that is basically a rundown of the questline. 5 servers, 5 steps. We've done 1 out of 5. But the question, of course, is where is 2 out of 5? How do you get it? Why isn't it dropping? Again, like I said earlier, it appears to be time gated, so Bungie do this often. If I was to guess, then perhaps it could be a weekly thing, so each week you get 1 step. As much as I'm not a massive fan of the idea, it does definitely sound like something Bungie would do. So it could simply be the case every Tuesday on reset, a new step is unlocked, but it also would mean an entire month or more even just to get 1 scout rifle, which is good, but I don't think it's worth a month in my opinion. It also would make a lot of sense because that means the 5th week, the time you get the 5th part of the quest and can get the weapon, that would be the 5th of June, which of course is the week right before E3. It's a very safe bet that Bungie are going to reveal the September Comet DLC at E3. So that kind of when the conversation shifts from Warmind in its current state to the next thing, September. So having this weekly thing that runs all the way up until June does make a lot of sense, but again, that's just my guess. They may just not do it. It may just be a case of waiting for Sep 2, and then after that, the rest become available. It seems good. It seems like it's going to be a decent weapon, but I don't think there's any exotic that could live up to the hype of 1 month wait. Just in case it's a once a week thing, so you only get 1 step per week, week, you want to make sure you have it done before the next week begins. In terms of the actual perks on Polaris Lance, its main one is called Perfect Fifth. Basically, getting 4 precision hits is going to return ammo to the magazine, and then getting 4 precision hits in a row is going to cause the 5th bullet to be a solar delayed explosive round. It's also got small bore, tactical mag, a Zen moment, and fitted stock. So that is everything we know so far about a Polaris Lance, its quest, its perks, and how it's going to be unlocked. Comment down below, when do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be 5 weeks or sometime sooner? Also, in case you're wondering, what do you get from opening all 40 of those sleeper nodes, the floating pyramid cube things? It's actually not an exotic or anything cool. It's simply an emblem called War-Minded. So this actually tracks how many sleeper nodes you've opened. So very, very pointless feature. By the time you have this emblem, you've already opened them. So it's not really much point knowing you've done all 40. Plus, I'm just not a fan of any of the emblems that track things that are capped. So things like the planetary chests and lost sectors. And it's the same thing with this War-Minded emblem. It's not something you'd want to throw on to brag to people or your friends and show off you've got 40 out of 40. It is a very cool emblem, but definitely very disappointing. This is the reward for all 40. I mean, it's possible there's a quest step that requires you to have all 40 done, maybe, but I highly doubt that. But either way, it's not the Polaris Lance, and in case you're wondering, what do you get, then this is it, the War-Minded emblem. So moving on, I want to take a look at a bunch of the new Iron Banner and also Trials loot of Season 3. So I've shown you a bunch of the Trials and Iron Banner weapons, which look pretty average, to be honest. And also in yesterday's video, I showed off an exotic Iron Banner emote, which is pretty cool. But if you do have some Iron Banner armor on you, you can actually look at the Season 3 ornaments. So Season 3's challenge is actually the same as Season 2's, just 25 at matches 1, so you have to win them, of course, not just complete. But I do like this helmet. It's kind of like a medieval knight, very similar to the Taken King Iron Banner gear sets. I do really like the gauntlets as well for this hunter. You can see it requires rank 15 in Season 3. Now this challenge is actually different. In Season 2, it required 5 daily milestones completed. The chest piece, which was famously the most difficult out of all of them, it was like 200 grenade or melee kills. But this time it's a little bit less harsh. It's 100 power weapon kills. So definitely not going to take that long. It's nowhere near as much of a grind, and doesn't require you to change your playstyle to go and punch and melee stuff. And also in this current state of Crucible, heavy ammo is everywhere, so it's really not going to be too difficult. If anything, it's just going to encourage even more heavy spam, so expect colonies and stuff like that everywhere. The boots, I'm pretty sure just used to be get 200 kills, but now it's just super kills, so 100 of them. Again, really like this design. It's one of the most unique armor sets I've seen for the hunter. I still find it strange how all the weapons are constantly reskins, but the armor is really, really unique looking every season. And finally, the cloak is actually the same. It's just reach 5 ranks, and this looks very, very nice as well. It's almost like there's little wings by his neck, but yeah, that is the hunter set. And of course, the challenges are the same across all classes. So let me know what you guys think. Are you a fan of the design? Are you not a fan? Are you going to be grinding for this stuff? Now, moving on to Trials, if you haven't been flawless or haven't been playing much Trials, because obviously Ranked has been out, there is actually a very, very cool exotic reward unique to this activity. So this, for the first time, is an exotic ghost shell, which you can see right here. And I actually really do like this design. Again, it's not that weird squashed round shape. It's just a cool, weird looking ghost shell. It's got some animated blue stuff in the middle. But the thing I like the most about it is that it doesn't just look cool. It is actually a very, very good ghost. This one has what I think is the best perk in the game of 10% bonus XP everywhere. So literally the entire game. It's the same as the Cosmos shell, so I just exclusively run it everywhere. Like all the legendary shells give you bonus 10% XP in like certain activities like patrols or public events or certain planets or killing enemies. But these are so nice to just throw them on, and you know all time you don't have to worry about switching your ghost shell. You just have it on and you always get XP. So honestly, I'm really happy with this exotic as a thing that you can only get from going flawless. There's no way to get it from Charles engrams or clan engrams. It's got a little bit of prestige to it. So when you see someone with the ghost, you know they've been flawless. It isn't a crazy difficult achievement, but it's still cool nonetheless. But yeah, it's something not a lot of people do know about. Bungie didn't announce it or say it anywhere, and it hasn't been very public knowledge. And of course, the only way in-game to know about it is if you've been to this area, the flawless spy in Trials. I deleted like every single ship, sparrow, ghost shader I had to get, what is it, like 3,000 or 4,000 bright dust to buy the Cosmos shell. But instead of doing that, you can just go flawless and get this one instead. So definitely worth grabbing. Now, as one final reminder before the weekly reset, make sure you go to Nessus and go to Speak to Xur and grab your Fated Engram. Also the 5 of Swords, which upgrades your Nightfall Challenge card to have more modifiers. So if you do Prestige Nightfalls, this is going to be really important. Make sure you grab this thing. But I'm sure most of you, like me, who had all the exotics, haven't been to Xur in like 5 months. You probably forgot he's in the game. So just a reminder, if any of you haven't been to him, make sure you go grab this thing. And of course, gives you a guaranteed exotic you don't have. From my Fated Engram, I actually picked up this thing, the Huckleberry SMG. It basically works by killing loads and loads of ads. So it's probably not going to work very well here, but if you hold down the trigger and don't let go, it's going to increase the rate of fire. Definitely helpful in this DLC with the amount of thralls that rush at you. So it says increase rate of fire and recoil when you hold down the trigger, kills the weapon, reload a portion of the mag. And it's called Ride the Bull because taming the recoil is just crazy. Also, the catalyst from this is from challenging adventures, so basically heroic ones. The bonus perk is Ambitious Assassin, so when you get rapid kills before reloading and then you reload, the mag is going to be even bigger. If you kill this Vex and then this one, and this one, you can see the rate of fire increases. It gives a bit more ammo. And obviously, if there are more enemies around, I can just keep mowing them down, keep getting ammo back. So it is very similar to the Risk Runner, kind of chaining the kills and making sure you're up close to enemies and getting lots and lots of rapid kills. And with Ambitious Assassin, the Masterwork, it's going to be pretty good because obviously the magazine gets bigger, which means you can hold down the trigger for even longer. I imagine it's even better with the Warlock as well, the Devour perk. Also, a side note with the Fated Engram, it's actually a good thing if you happen to have forgotten until now, because obviously you should wait until the very end of the week to grab the thing. You should try and grind all week, get as many engrams and exotics as you can, and then by the end of the week, see what ones you don't have, and then of course the Fate engram is going to give you ones you definitely don't have. So that's going to round off the video. Of course, I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did and want to support this channel, then leaving a like rating down below would be massively appreciated. Got lots more videos on the way. If you don't want to miss out on them, then make sure you are subscribed down below, and of course have notifications turned on. If you want to watch another video from me, you can click this image on screen right now to be taken to it. But of course, I appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.